February 2nd, 2011. 13-year-old me would go to GameStop with his dad and pick up two of the greatest games to ever exist: Halo Reach and Call of Duty Black Ops. Now, I want you to really think about that. These are regarded as some of the absolute best games in their respective franchises. Some might argue that they're the best FPS games to ever exist, even today. For a 13-year-old, those years that I spent playing both Reach and Black Ops during the absolute height of the Xbox 360's popularity were some of the most unreal and nostalgic times of my entire life. I recently played through Call of Duty Black Ops on the hardest difficulty, so let's take an in-depth look at the campaign first, followed by the additional modes, and see if it holds up to the nostalgia that defined my teenage years. No, Black Ops is not a horror game, but it sure as hell feels like it when the main menu is you strapped into a chair in a room that looks straight out of a Saw film. I'm genuinely waiting for any one of these screens to cut to Billy the Puppet asking me,
"Hello, do you want to play a game?"
When was the last time a main menu had soul like this? You can look around, see yourself struggling, hear and see the interrogator, and best of all, you can actually get out of the chair. Take a stroll around the room, hit up the computer, and play yourself the 1980s text adventure Zork, because sure, why the hell not? Starting a new campaign is extremely seamless because the first scene is right there within the interrogation room.
Wake up!
Where am I? Where's Reznov?
Oh, yeah, baby. This right here, this is Black Ops. At the time, I'd never played a game this, adult before. That's not to say I was sheltered or anything, I simply played Nintendo games my whole life and I was happy with just that. I mean, I've seen R-rated horror flicks, played Halo on the original Xbox at a friend's house, and just a few months prior to this when I got my 360, I played Halo 3 for the first time, but none of that really compares to the violence you experience in Black Ops. It was a whole new world of video games to me. You play as Alex Mason, a CIA operative being tortured by a mysterious pair trying to delve into Mason's past, repeatedly asking him,
"The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?"
A line that has stuck with me for all these years. You see and hear a broadcast of these mysterious numbers being played right beside you, even seeing a live feed of yourself being tortured.
Start at the beginning. Cuba, 1961, the Bay of Pigs. We know you were there.
Between every mission is a torture scene followed by intense imagery of real-life footage, dossiers, and crimson numbers flashing on screen. What I absolutely love about this campaign is blurring a fictional story with real-life events. Things that could happen, but the public would never know about because, well, that's Black Ops, baby. Then you have a phenomenal cast, starting with Woods, easily one of the greatest characters to ever exist. And Ice Cube. No, I'm not being racist. They actually casted Ice Cube to play Bowman. And it won't be the last celebrity appearance either. After a short but extremely badass cutscene, the game begins. April 17th, 1961, the Bay of Pigs, a failed invasion by the US and the Cuban Democratic Revolutionary Front. The mission is to kill Fidel Castro, and you do so in a blaze of slow motion glory. Black Ops was released on November 9th, 2010, and I gotta say, nearly 15 years later, this game still looks good. Visually, a little dated, sure, but cranking up the resolution as high as possible helps mitigate that issue. On top of that, the gameplay is rock solid. You're in for a great time. More so if you don't torture yourself by playing on the highest difficulty, of course.
I can't fucking see anything, dude. Holy shit. The goddamn shaking isn't helping. Ow, fuck!
During the escape from Cuba, Mason sacrifices himself, giving his team the opportunity they need to escape, and...
You're dead. We killed you.
No. You killed a double. You think we didn't know of your plan?
We always know.
Do with him what you wish, General. He's my gift to you, in honor of our new relationship. Just make sure that he suffers.
Well, I did say it was a failed mission. Vorkuta. 1963. Mason and fellow prisoner Viktor Reznov incite a riot and initiate a master plan to escape.
Mason, every journey begins with a single step. This is step one! Security! Now, we take Vorkuta!
This scene lives eternally in my mind. Reznov's gravelly voice that's sparking the flames of passion in the hearts of the prisoners. Hearing Reznov call out the steps and his fellow prisoners chant what they are. They may have entered the prison as strangers, but they leave as brothers. Step 2. Ascend from darkness. Step 3. Rain fire. Step 4. Unleash the horde. Step 5. Skewer the winged beast. Step 6. Wield a fist of iron. Step 7. Raise hell.
Within this shrine, to the hypocritical decadence of Vorkuta's leaders, lays the key to step 8.
Freedom.
If only life was as easy as escaping a Russian prison. Vorkuta has got to be one of my favorite missions of all time.
Your turn! Come on! Step 8, Reznov! Freedom!
For you, Mason! Not for me!
Reznov!
Enter Mr. Clean, Jason Hudson, Mason's new handler. Now a free man, Mason is called to the Pentagon for unknown reasons.
Nothing less than our national security is at stake. He has no fear, no conscience, no weakness. This is Nikita Dragovich. I believe you two have already met.
When do I kill him?
We're lucky to have you back, Mason.
It's clear something's wrong though. The hallucinations, the numbers. You can always hear the numbers, both in and out of cutscenes. It's at this point that Mason's sanity is called into question, but only by the player.
Agent Mason,
Great honor, Mr. President.
sit. We are in grave danger from the communists. Our freedom, our very way of life is at risk. Dragovich.
Jesus Christ. I don't know if it's because of recent events or maybe because I'm older, but something about this scene just hits so viscerally. In my lifetime, there's only been one assassination attempt on a US president where their blood was spilt. Personally, there's nothing I care less about than politics. I'm simply too busy maintaining my own sanity and trying my hardest to put my life back together. I don't care who you support or what side you're on, but when the leader of your country, whether current or former, nearly dies, that's kind of terrifying. I can't even imagine the horror Americans must have felt seeing John F. Kennedy being assassinated, and that was caught clearly on film. Now, I've sung this game's praises for the cast. Those I've already mentioned and will mention later on are all great, but I want to spotlight an oddity. Grigory Weaver, a Russian member of the CIA. Weaver shows up a few times throughout the campaign, but hardly gets any worthwhile lines. As a matter of fact, he hardly shows up in the series at all, at least until Black Ops Cold War, where he's the commanding officer of the strike teams in the Zombies game mode. My genuine reaction to seeing him for the first time in ages was, oh yeah, I remember him, I guess. Is it weird that he's now an extremely important character in Zombies? Yes, absolutely. But I love that Treyarch took a legacy character and made him shine and is continuing to do so in Black Ops 6. So even though his role in this game is rather small, I got a chance to notice and appreciate him. 1968, Vietnam.
Woods, you look like hammered shit.
Some kind for shit in the jungle.
is Nam, baby.
I believe after playing this game, I'm allowed to say back in Nam in every conversation I have. And let me tell you, these Vietnam missions suck. I mean, there's a ton of cool things. I'm mostly complaining from a veteran difficulty point of view. You see, there's a lot of brown, and a lot of green, and a lot of foliage, and a lot of enemies wearing brown and green that hide really well in that foliage. They also kill you in a split second, so that super sucks. Ow, ow, what the fuck? What was that? I gotta say, I really appreciate how Black Ops occasionally breaks the boots on the ground gameplay with exciting vehicle segments. Escaping Vorkuta alongside Reznov on a motorcycle is absolutely top tier. Using Woods and Bowman as missile launchers blowing everything up while gliding down a Vietnam river is awesome. And flying across Nam with #1 bestie of all time Woods, shooting gas lines, blowing up caves, and getting into dogfights? Yeah, that's Black Ops, baby. Right, so the whole point we're in Nam is because— oh, Reznov, that's cool. Why are you here? Right, Vietnam. So apparently there— oh, hey, it's Reznov. Thanks for saving me, pal. Almost drowned there. Anyways, Russians, right? There are Reznov in the tunnels. All right, cool. Something about Russians in Vietnam. Might be able to find Reznov again here. All right. Oh, you're kind of everywhere, huh? Yeah, Woods.
Got you now, you son of a bitch. You die with me.
No. No!
Are you okay? Mason.
Reznov.
Krashenko is dead. Dragovich, Krashenko, Stein, all must die.
Oh boy, that sucks. I guess Reznov is #1 bestie from now on. Well, okay, let's go murder the next comically evil villain, I guess. Welcome to Rebirth Island. Just like Weaver, I have a greater appreciation for this place now. Rebirth Island was a featured map in Call of Duty Warzone. Now, I'm not a particular fan of Warzone since the feel and look of the game is based on Modern Warfare. But when Rebirth Island dropped, that was the only reason I downloaded the game, and I had a blast playing it. Everything comes to a head here. Mason and #1 still alive best friend Reznov are going absolutely postal on everyone. At the same time, Mr. Clean, with the belief that Mason is on Rebirth Island to kill Steiner, is on a race against time to save the mad German in order to extract information vital to preventing another global war. Unfortunately, he was too late.
Stand up! My name is Victor Reznov, and I will have my revenge!
Victor Reznov. Who the hell is this guy? Well, if you don't know, he was actually a character from Call of Duty World at War, the game that kicks off the Black Ops series. At the start of Mission 8, while incarcerated in Vorkuta, Reznov recounts an important story to Mason. During this flashback sequence, you play as Reznov and fight alongside Dmitry Petrenko, a playable character from World at War. The mission is to extract German scientist Steiner and secure a chemical weapon called Nova 6, under the guise that it was for the good of Russia. Reznov watched his friend Dmitry slowly die as they were betrayed by Dragovich, Krivchenko, and Steiner.
Instead of giving his life for the glory of the motherland, he died for nothing. Like an animal. He should have died in Berlin. As I watched my closest friend die, it became clear we were not the only ones seeking the German weapons.
This was the key moment that drove Reznov on a warpath of revenge. After Mason was captured in Cuba, he was sent to Vorkuta, where he was brainwashed by the same men that betrayed Reznov. Mason became a Russian sleeper agent capable of interpreting the numbers, which were codes meant for sleeper agents that were spread across the United States. With Mason's primary purpose to assassinate Kennedy, Reznov managed to slightly sabotage this and reprogram Mason to go on the same warpath of revenge in order to avenge Dmitri.
We are brothers, Mason. We are the same. Dragovich, Krashenko, Stein, all must die.
Reznov never made it out of Vorkuta alive. Mason was having schizophrenic episodes during the entirety of the campaign. Anytime Reznov spoke or showed up, Mason was the only person to ever respond. Even in the tunnels in Nam, right before his death, Swift called it out.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
The entirety of the Black Ops campaign is subversion storytelling perfected. The campaign throws so many characters, dates, locations, spoken dialogue throughout the entirety of the mission, switching between playable characters. This is all on top of the fact that you're always in a fight for survival. There's no possible way you would be able to notice the subtleties of everyone's lack of reaction to Reznov during a first playthrough.
Are these your men?
Woods, Bowman.
I am Reznov. Victor.
What took you so long, Mason? That intel better be worth it.
That's the beauty of Black Ops. After the intense revelation, we're back in the interrogation room. In desperation, Mr. Clean and Weaver reveal themselves in a last-ditch effort to break through to Mason. It works.
I remember! Yeah, Vorkuta!
From now until Project Nova's initiation, all instructions will be broadcast from the result. Our plan to strike at the very heart of the West is now in motion.
They know where the numbers are being broadcasted from. The final mission is an all-out assault on the Rusalka, leading you to the depths of the ocean floor. There you find and kill your final target, Dragovich. One final scene before credits roll. A woman broadcasting the numbers, followed by footage from John F. Kennedy's assassination. You hear Mason speak over this footage. 6.5mm, 11/22, Texas. On November 22nd, 1963, in Dallas, Texas, President Kennedy was assassinated, with the bullet being a 6.5mm, shot by Lee Harvey Oswald. There are multiple instances during a 5-year period between Mason's return from Vorkuta in 1963 and his deployment to Vietnam in 1968, where no one knew where he was. Before Dragovich's death, he says something peculiar.
Tried to turn me against my own. Tried to make me kill my own president.
Tried?
As mentioned earlier, Mason wasn't the only Russian sleeper agent. While trying to escape his interrogation, Mason says these lines. The final shot of the game, it's revealed that Mason was there on the day of the assassination. These lines imply that Oswald was also an agent and that there were likely more on that day beyond Oswald and Mason. The second line, Oswald compromised, could be implied that Oswald failed to kill Kennedy and that Mason was the one to finish the job. Treyarch withheld just enough information for fans to come up with multiple theories about Mason's involvement. The mark of a great story is one that keeps you thinking about it for years to come. Now, Black Ops was graced with 3 god-tier modes, and the next I'll quickly touch on is multiplayer. If it wasn't Halo Reach, then you better believe my friends and I were playing game after game in Black Ops. Team Deathmatch, Search and Destroy, gun games, oh my god, just hours of endless fun in some of the absolute best maps ever designed. Firing Range is an all-time classic. You have so many god-tier maps in the base game. Radiation, Summit, Jungle, Villa, Launch, WMD. There were extremely top-tier DLC maps as well, like Hazard, Hotel, Zoo, and Stadium. The hype around new maps dropping was intoxicating. Honestly, at this point, I'm about to name every single map in the game. But don't for 1 second think I forgot about the greatest map in multiplayer history across any game in existence. You already know I'm talking about Nuketown, baby. This is the absolute perfect map for any game mode. It's small, but that simply adds to the chaos that can ensue. The colors are extremely vibrant, and it's so different compared to anything else in the game. I remember no-lifing multiplayer whenever there was a double XP weekend and Treyarch gave us the Nuketown 24/7 playlist. There's a reason why this map comes back for every single game and why you'll always find Nuketown in games with map creators like Halo. Everyone in school had Black Ops, and most people played on 360 thanks to the early access deal Xbox had with Activision. A fond memory I had was having my group of friends regularly combine with another group of kids from the same school to play some games together. We all knew each other, we were all acquaintances, but playing together made us friends. Nerds, jocks, quiet kids, popular kids, it didn't matter who you were, we just had fun coming together and forging friendships through playing games. I wish I could talk more on multiplayer, but the fact of the matter is, it's too much of a pain in the ass for me to bother with in the modern day. There are constant reports of older Call of Duty titles being extremely vulnerable in terms of security and allowing bad apples to be able to hack your computer or console with ease. In short, it's not safe to play. Well, sort of. There are safe methods you can take in order to play online through private servers, but that's what I meant when I said it's too much of a pain in the ass for me to bother with. I'm okay with leaving this game's multiplayer in the past. If Treyarch ever gives us a full remake of Black Ops, then for sure I'll be there day one. Until then, it'll stay a memory that I hold close to my heart. Of course I saved the best for last. Welcome to one of the greatest game modes to ever exist. All within a series it has absolutely no business coming from. When I first got Black Ops, I played through the entirety of the campaign before I touched any other game mode. After the credits rolled, I was not prepared to see JFK, Nixon, Castro, and literal Who shooting the shit prepared to take on the undead horde. Oh yeah, this right here, this is Black Ops, baby. Black Ops Zombies, a game mode that originally began in World at War, makes its grand return. I honestly had never heard or seen this mode until I got Black Ops, and getting thrown in right after the campaign was my first experience. I can guarantee you right now that I did not last long as a kid, because going back to Black Ops 1 Zombies as an adult, I died pretty much immediately. No, this is it! Well, that was extremely uneventful. God damn. Well, I warned you, I really suck at this. I'm so used to the later games. 2 hits and your game is over. I've gotten so used to the complete overhaul that Zombies got in Black Ops 3 that I was genuinely not prepared for the savagery of going back to Black Ops 1 Zombies. But would you believe me if I told you that was pretty much my only complaint? Well, that and the horrifying clown laughter at the end of a game. What makes Zombies so much fun is how much they lean into the absurd. In majority of the maps, you play as the same crew of 4. The insane Nazi scientist Edward Richtofen.
Oh! Oh! That's good, that's okay. Buy me dinner next time.
All-American jarhead Tank Dempsey.
Hey, player! Drop the chips and get me some ammo!
The drunken Russian menace Nikolai Belinsky.
I used this to kill a bear once. She was my first wife.
And Japanese soldier with a genuinely tragic backstory, Takeo Masaki.
This weapon fires pure honor.
All 4 of these characters are extremely racist. Oh my god, Takeo in particular, jeez. But you know what? It's okay, because the whole point was to have 4 completely different characters coming together in a fight for survival. 4 completely different, clashing, and hilarious points of views. I guarantee you that during development, there was no intent of racism. And even if there was, fuck it, it's funny.
If I had designed this, it would have sucked and not blown.
Alongside these absurd characters are absurd weapons. Want to kill zombies with a toy ray gun? Have fun! What about a gun that arcs electricity through them? Then the Wunderwaffe is for you. What about a gun that turns zombies into babies? Then the 31-79JGB215 is the weapon you're looking for. Be sure to kick a couple of those babies for me, you glorious bastard. Let me tell you something, dear viewer, I am addicted to zombies. To the point where the primary reason I buy a Call of Duty title at all is to play the zombies mode. Oh, and I'm not the only one. This is gonna be a weird thing to say, but the greatest part about Black Ops Zombies is literally everything around killing zombies. I'm talking characters, weapons, maps, but most importantly, Easter eggs. Every DLC pack for Black Ops came with one zombies map, and while there were tons of small Easter eggs scattered throughout every map before, the first DLC map, Ascension, introduced a multi-step Easter egg that typically culminated into a final spectacle and continued the zombie storyline. Oh yeah, that's right, Black Ops Zombies has its own storyline, and oh my god. It is the most convoluted shit you will ever try to wrap your head around, but that's what makes it so good. Every map to follow would continue this trend, and it's because of the addictive cooperative gameplay, embracing the absurd, and giving us a story filled to the brim with unexpected twists and turns, that the Zombies game mode has such an extremely dedicated following. Activision knows this so well, in fact, that they started forcing zombie modes into Call of Duty titles that have nothing to do with Treyarch or Black Ops. Then, when they saw no one gave a crap about those, they doubled down on it by forcing the Black Ops Zombies storyline to continue in those other titles. Greedy Activision strikes again. Welcome to Call of the Dead. This is one of my favorite zombie maps of all time. This is where I became a true fan of zombies. This map feels like an impossibility. Mexican Nicolas Cage, aka Danny Trejo. Freddy Krueger actor Robert Englund. The Walking Dead star Michael Rooker. And the gorgeous vampire slayer Sarah Michelle Gellar. These superstars band together against the undead horde and the creator of the modern zombie, legendary director George A. Romero.
We're all friends here.
I can't even begin to imagine how astronomically expensive it must have been to get 5 Hollywood all-stars together for a single zombies map. But Treyarch did it, and good lord, the absolute soul in this map is overflowing. Aside from the obvious, my favorite part of this map is the complete change in scenery compared to all the zombie maps that came before. Aside from George Romero chasing you the entire time, which, let me tell you, it is possible to kill him and max out on perks, so cool. This map is purely just zombies, no special variant bullshit. It's so nice. But the biggest impact this map has had on me was introducing me to Avenged Sevenfold. Each map has a secret Easter egg song. By finding 3 special objects, typically meteorites, a special song will play. This is also how I was introduced to Elena Siegman. Her songs are god tier, but Call of the Dead in particular featured Not Ready to Die by Avenged Sevenfold. To this day, Avenged Sevenfold is one of the only bands I listen to, and Not Ready to Die continues to be my absolute favorite song by them. I cannot state how much love I hold in my heart for this map. To round off Zombies, it would be a crime if I failed to mention one of the most legendary pieces of DLC to ever exist. Every DLC pack contained 4 multiplayer maps and 1 Zombies map. The final DLC pack for Call of Duty Black Ops was called Resurrection, and it compiled all 4 original World at War Zombies maps that were also available to players who purchased the special editions at launch, as well as contained the brand new map, Moon. This was essentially the original Zombies Chronicles, and it genuinely felt like Treyarch made this specifically for me. God, I remember playing this game mode with so many different friends in middle school. There was even a time when I got a chance to play with close buddies who only had PlayStations. You can't pause a multiplayer game of zombies, so there were countless times when we'd have to make crawlers for someone who had to take care of something real quick. One of my favorite memories is asking my friends to make a crawler while I went to quickly mow the lawn. The absolute absurdity of that request. But you know what? They did it with no issue, and that will always be one of my favorite Zombies memories. I miss those days so much, but I'm so grateful that I've never forgotten them after all these years. Including Dead Ops Arcade, which, you know, it was what it was, Black Ops finished off with 10 Zombies maps. 14 playable characters, 8 wonder weapons, 4 full Easter eggs, and 1 precious little German girl that wants nothing more than to see your guts splattered across the floor. This video is my love letter to Black Ops 1. I hope that I was able to convey just how much this game means to me. You know, I may be in the extreme minority that still loves campaigns in Call of Duty games, but I know there are so many out there that love the first Black Ops campaign and the incredible cast it introduced as much as I do. I completely understand the fatigue of getting a new game every single year, but what I learned is to stick with the series you like the best. For me, it's Black Ops. As much as I enjoyed the original Modern Warfare 2 and 3 campaigns, overall, the Modern Warfare series doesn't even come close to what Black Ops does. But that's just me. I only buy Black Ops titles now. I play them until I completely burn out. I try to get all the achievements in the campaign. I play a ton of multiplayer with my buddy and play zombies to absolute death. I came to love grinding out camos and calling cards across all modes, and I will be a zombies storyline fanatic until the day I join the Undead Horde. By the time a new Black Ops title is ready to drop, my batteries are all charged up for a brand new experience. Even though World at War kicked off the series, Black Ops 1 is what truly defined it, and even today, in all aspects, holds up as a true masterpiece. If you enjoyed the video and you'd like to stick around, please consider subscribing and follow me on Twitch for more of my shenanigans. Most importantly, hit up the Discord. It's the most reliable way to get notifications on all my projects, uploads, and live streams. I hope to see you there. As a time-honored tradition, I'm gonna go mow that lawn one more time. Keep a crawler for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. What is going on?
Breaking shit over there. Anyway.
You see when that happens? It's me aiming.
I see.
What is happening?